Rainbow Six Siege, a game I haven't played in way too long, especially with friends. I've been waiting for the right update to try to get my friends to hop back on, and now that I've got access to Siege X through the test server, maybe I'll be able to convince them to give it another try. According to the teasers, we'll be getting a full graphical update along with some new features. If I didn't know Ubisoft any better, I'd say this is a slam dunk update, but I'm skeptical they'll be able to deliver on their promises. After waiting approximately 5 years for the download to finish, I hopped in a custom game in the test server and it looks the exact same. That's alright. Maybe this is just one of the maps they haven't gotten around to yet. I was at least hoping they'd update the global lighting system. Maybe it's just not noticeable on Oregon yet? Let's try out another map. Nope. Okay, maybe another? Still no. Another? I swear, if this one isn't... Oh my god. Finally, I found a map that got the revamp treatment. I expected maybe they would have done work on the more popular maps like Oregon and Coastline, but Cafe is more than deserving of the revamp treatment. I thought at first the whole game was getting a massive graphical jump right at launch, but unfortunately, they're only launching 5 of what they call modernized maps at launch. And to make things worse, the maps that got those treatment that I've come across so far are ones that have already been reworked in the last few years. That's okay though. I'm sure these newer maps pop up super frequently in ranked, although I wouldn't know because I don't touch ranked with a 10-foot pole. And I will say, I'm impressed they managed to update the graphics without ruining the Siege feeling of the map. It feels quite similar to before, but with a fresh coat of paint. If the rest of the maps keep it up, I think this might be one of the best updates of all time. Another feature they teased is an even more interactable environment with fire extinguishers and gas pipes located around the map that you can hit to release a short smoke screen or fire. I noticed this most on Bank. Quite an appropriate map to spot plenty of fire extinguishers. I even noticed they leave a little spot on the ground after they've been used. A nice little detail. If the map devs play their cards right, they could allow some interesting scenarios to play out if mixed well with a destructible environment. But hopefully they don't go overboard when they get around to the rest of the maps. The last thing we need is Favela having gas pipes and fire extinguishers in every corner of every room just to make things more interesting. And moving over to Chalet, I can almost feel the warmth of the sun hitting my face when I spawn outside. The nice yellow hue from the sun really brings the map a cinematic vibe I never knew it could achieve. I also noticed the outdoors seemed a little bit brighter looking out windows, which sort of reminds me of Year 1 Siege, but not nearly as extreme. The interior also feels more wide open for some reason, even more reminiscent of old Siege. In fact, looking back at old Siege to get footage and a reference for this video, I noticed just how much empty space the old maps had. I really miss it. Maybe the devs can throw in a little classic playlist so we can play the pre-rework versions of the maps just for fun. Even looking at the map updates though, I can't help but feel like something's going to go wrong with this update. I was already a little disappointed when the game didn't look any different on any of the non-modernized maps, and knowing we'll only get 5 of them on launch and none of them are non-reworked maps is a letdown. Something I also noticed while testing is this. Did you spot it? I'll put a clip of the test server right next to the current live build. See it now? They changed how operators fall. It feels nice doing shorter drops, but when you do a relatively big drop, it just feels clunky with the new animation. I'm not a big fan of it, but maybe it'll grow on me like when they changed the melee animation. And checking the Siege X website again, oh no. They're making casual free-to-play? I'm not sure about you, but I play exclusively quick play. I'm worried that by making casual modes free and locking ranked behind a paywall, this is just going to encourage cheaters and bad actors to flock to quick play and turn it into a toxic hellhole. I understand they're doing this to make the game more accessible for those who won't spend a measly $20 for the game, especially when you have to grind so much just to play ranked, but it also makes it more accessible for cheaters who get banned and then have to make brand new accounts to evade it. CS2 already tried the free-to-play competitive shooter format, and it's leading to nothing but blatant cheaters who aren't afraid to get caught because they can easily circumvent bans and don't even have to pay for it. What made the devs think this was a good idea when they've historically had major issues keeping cheaters in check? I'm worried all they'll do with this is push the casual players that have already paid for the game over into the ranked pool, which isn't what a lot of players want. I'm still gonna play Siege, but if the devs can't improve their anti-cheat and I start getting lobbies filled with hackers on every single casual game, I'm either going to drop it or move to ranked, and I don't like either of those options. I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege for nearly 7 years now, and this is the most uncertain I've ever felt about the game's future. But hey, on the bright side, if it works out, at least Twitter won't be the only thing called X that can get me pissed off in less than an hour. I appreciate you sticking around to hear my opinions. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and let me know if you want to see me return to Siege content. For watching this far, here's a few clips of bloopers from recording this script and funny moments while testing out Siege X.
To locate a bomb.
I'm spamming the shit out of my spacebar. Yeah, the game literally looks exactly the same as the live build. Why do I have the shotgun? Why does the shotgun reach that far? I get it, it's a shotgun, but I should not be able to feasibly do that in one shot. Plane is the one map that's gotten so few updates over the years, I don't know how it's like just not been changed. Like, I'll go on Siege 1.0 and I'll play on Plane just to show that this map only got like lighting changes. It looks no different. This morning I woke up to the sound of a Telegram notification on my phone, which I only use Telegram to keep up with a few artists that I follow. But when I looked at the notification, it was from some random person that I've never heard of, never talked to, but I am scared to open it because it's just a sticker and then saying, hi. I'm not gonna respond to that, but also, damn. I'm not gonna respond to that, but also like, who the fuck starts a conversation like that? It's just that bit from The Office where Ryan's trying to do the sales pitch on his own and he just goes, hi, 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 hi. I have a clip somewhere from back when I played Siege on Xbox. If I can find it, I'll throw it in a little clip here. But back before Russian Badger briefly popularized the red dot suppressed grip or suppressor angled grip combo, I was using that when I mained Mozzie to pretty good success. And if I can find that clip, I will put it up. Like my best clip featuring that setup from well before he said anything about it.
Op 4 eliminated.
I also remember playing Siege on Xbox back then. One of my friends convinced me that if you turned up the in-game brightness, you could see operators better in like darker scenarios. It did not help, it just washed out the colors. It was awful. But that was something him and I both did. Yeah, I love the keyboard I've been using because I have 3 different keyboards, and the one I have right now that I'm using is my smallest because my compact one. So it sucks when I have to do like keybinds or something. But outside of that, this is probably my favorite keyboard. I'll be honest, I only brought up the keyboard so I can throw in a picture of it or a video or whatever. You gotta admit it looks nice. Like, it looks good.
Compromised. Plan accordingly.
I noticed this quite an appropriate map to and knowing we'll only get 5 of them on launch. I appreciate you sticking around through my whole opinion here.
10 seconds remaining.